right, great Wednesday morning. I hope you're doing well. It's Cesar Mascoro Jr. with Manufactured Home Sales Mastery, and with our 15 minutes of mastery that we do each and every day to get you some information, inspiration, and motivation to get your day started off on the right foot. And we're continuing on today with the theme of consistency and how you can be more consistent so that you can help more families, you can help your family even more, and you can do great things within the manufactured home sales industry. Welcome to episode number 364. Can you believe it? Episode number 364. Tomorrow marks a year straight of 15 minutes to mastery from all of us here at Manufactured Home Sales Mastery. A year ago, it started with just me. Year and a half ago, the company started. A year ago, we started this. And since then, we've grown, we've expanded, we've added to the team, we've certainly added to our client list, and we have added to the impact that we're making across the country and across the industry, because that's what we're here to do. So today we're talking about consistency with prospecting and follow-up, right? And Brian Tracy writes, keep your sales pipeline full by prospecting continuously. Always have more people to see than you have time to see them. Always have more people to see than you have time to see them. Now, that would go back to what we started with on Monday. And if you haven't been watching the 15 Minutes to Mastery, maybe this is your first time ever coming in and seeing this, or maybe you have, and this first episode you've watched on the consistency for this week, go back to Monday, and I want you to watch Monday's episode on the abundance mindset. Brian Tracy, just in that quote, said, you should have more people to see than time to see it or see them. And that is very, very possible as long as you have an abundance mindset and understand that there are more than enough people out there for you to keep your schedule full. There's more than enough people for everyone in the industry to have more than enough business for themselves. But it's us that gets in the way. It's our mindset. It's our perspective. It's our way of thinking that keeps us from doing that. So today, because of that, when you don't think that there's enough, that's why you stop short on the calls. That's why you don't make as much follow-up, right? And so we wanted to dive into that sustained high performance in sales and in helping families through prospecting and follow-up. Prospecting, calling for new business. Follow-up would obviously be the people that came in to see you that did not buy, right? And this is one of the most powerful ways to be able to have that steady flow of clients, of prospective buyers, ensuring that way your pipeline is always full, it's always active. You should have a consistent 15 to 20 deals minimum on your sales board, in your pipeline, however it is that you maintain that. But you should always have a consistent 15 to 20 deals working. And for any housing consultant or community manager out there aiming to be a high performer, a top performer, doing the calls, making the calls, and doing the follow-up with potential buyers should be a non-negotiable, like we spoke about yesterday. That is a non-negotiable element to your daily routine. And the reason for it is just because prospecting and follow-up, it's so powerful, because you get to stay top of mind with these potential buyers. Okay. Doing so, staying top of mind, it's not just a one-time effort. It requires consistent, focused outreach, daily, consistent. Even the most interested buyers out there, folks, they're typically needing for you to have multiple interactions with them before they're ready to commit. And everything that I'm sharing with you guys, I wish I'd had this perspective when I was a general manager. I'd have helped my team so much more with the understanding that I have now, because I'm coming to you with this information as it applies to manufactured home sales, because I've done what you're doing, but I'm taking the business mindset, what it takes to grow a business from the ground up, and then sharing that with you through the practices that you do in your sales office, in your community, to be able to build this out. So when I tell you this, all I'm making the point with, or point about here, is this. I need to be super consistent with our messaging, with our branding, with our information we're putting out there, with our posts, with our calls, with our follow-up, everything, because if not, we don't gain new business. We don't go anywhere. And that's us building a new business. Now you're in a business that has existed for decades, but you still need to be out there. There's so many people that are marketing homes, that are trying to sell homes. And so if you're not consistent, you don't stand out. Because when you're consistent with the calls, when you're consistent with the follow-up, when you're consistent with the prospecting, you're building that familiarity. People get to know you. They understand. They know your number. They know you're calling. They know that's what you do, right? And these thoughtful interactions, making sure you plan out your calls. You're not just calling to follow up. Please do not tell somebody you're calling to hey, I'm just calling to follow up, see if you guys are ready. That's not what it is. You have to plan your call so that you actually have a conversation with them. Even if it's just a couple of minutes, it's just an interaction. It's a call up, because every one of those reinforces your dedication and reminds your clients that you are the reliable resource for them in their purchase, in their decision to buy a home. And it ensures that you're top of mind. It uncovers new opportunities for you as well, because the more you're calling, the more you're following up, you get better opportunities. The more you post online, social media, and your marketing out there creates new opportunities for more calls to make. It shortens the sales cycle. The more consistent you are with it, the quicker your customers reach a decision. That's why when you think about it, a business, when they're sending out messages, you get those texts, they're sending them out pretty much daily just because they have to stay top of mind, one, and it shortens the sales cycle. It's a decision that they wanted to make anyways in the first place. So why would you not be consistent with the follow-up? And lastly, it builds up some momentum and confidence for you. That's the power of prospecting is huge in this business, as long as you do it the right way and you plan out your calls. And that's with the difference between just a housing consultant or a community manager and a high performing housing consultant and community manager. They plan out everything about this, from when they're going to make their calls, how much time they're going to apply to the calls, what their goal is every day on the amount, whether it's amount of calls or amount of people that they're actually speaking to, because at the end of the day, it's about setting 2 appointments minimum, right? But they're planning everything. High performers plan out their calls. When they're going through the follow-up, they just read their notes briefly and plan out a call and make a call based on information that the client needs, not on following up. Information that is going to help propel them forward in making the decision that they wanted to make, right? Don't just call to follow up, call to give them some information, whether it's on the house that they looked at or information on a different home that is similar to what they looked at that maybe they could come back and see this time around because it's something that would be better for them. Maybe it's something with regards to a change in financing, or, have you let all your customers know that the rates dropped about a month ago? Have you done that follow-up? There's so many different types. There's different types of follow-up that you can do. And that's why the other thing that high performers are great at is the fact that they use scripts. They create scripts. They write them out. It comes out natural because they practice these scripts. They get comfortable with these scripts. And plus the fact that they're already a high performer, so they're confident in themselves because they've learned along the way. They continue to develop themselves. They didn't just start in the business, got taught how to do this, were told this is what you're going to call, this is how you're going to call, this is what you can say, and then that's it. Okay, I'm a manufactured home sales consultant now. I don't have to learn anything else. That's not a high performer. A high performer continues to improve their craft, continues to learn more about the product, learn more about the financing, learn more about themselves, learn more about how to best help people and what they're feeling and thinking when they're trying to make a home, so that when they're speaking to them, they're more confident, they're more influential, they're making more of an impact. That's the difference between a high performer and just a sales consultant. Which one are you, right? So when we operate in this manner, folks, most of the time, up until Manufactured Home Sales Mastery came around and started challenging the status quo in the sales culture of our industry, prospecting and follow-up was just a random thing, right? You just looked at it like, hey, I know I got to do it, but I'm going to do it when I do it. And just calling to follow up and checking in. I'm checking in with the customers, that kind of thing. But we challenge you to make prospecting and follow-up more systematic, more strategic, from planning out how long you're going to call for, what time of the day you're going to be calling at, who you're calling, set that up ahead of time, and then plan out the call. Block out that time, prepare, and be consistent daily, not just with the prospecting and the follow-up, but also with your social media posts, so that you can then, with those people, another thing that you can call your customers about is a post that you made. Hey, maybe you shot a live video of a certain house. Maybe you shot a video explaining certain requirements that are changing, or hey, this is what you need to bring in the next time you come in to see about buying a home. And you're letting everyone know. You post that on social, and now you're calling your follow-up. By the way, Mr. and Mrs. Customer, I wanted to let you know that I just put up some brand new information. I'm going to text you the link to it. I'd love to get your feedback on that video. See what you think. They think of you as almost a partner in this. So when they look at it, they'll text you back. Maybe they'll text you back, give you some critique or whatnot. But at the same time, you're getting their wheels spinning. But that's the beauty of social media. You can use that for your follow-up. Okay. High performers look at follow-up and prospecting as a science. Is it a science for you, or is it just something that you do? That consistency is, and looking in this manner, that mindset, that perspective is going to be huge for you. And that's what makes all the difference in the world when it comes to that stuff. So what are the best ways that you can set up a consistent prospecting and follow-up routine? But first and foremost, you got to build out a CRM system. Now, I'm not saying you got to go and buy a program. If your company, for whatever reason, does not have a CRM yet, I'm not saying you got to go invest money in that right now, although there's some that you can pay on a monthly subscription, $5-10 a month, and you can have it in your computer to track your leads. Okay. But even if you didn't want to do that, just set up a solid follow-up system on paper with using files. And man, where I worked at before we got a CRM, we had what they called a 31-day follow-up. It's just a drawer with 31 files in it. They were labeled 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 31. And you put your lead in the file for the day that you were going to follow up with them. Today's the 30th. I'm pulling out the file for the 30th, and I'm making that follow-up. And I make my notes on the follow-up, and then I place them on wherever else I'm going to follow up with them again. And then when I get to that day, I get to the office that day, I'm pulling out that file and I'm using it. So there's easy ways for you to set up a CRM system, even if you do not have the actual software for one. Use time blocking for calls. Man, we have been on this. This is going to be something that we're going to be discussing huge, big time, and diving deep into our 2025 Path to Mastery happening November 18th and 19th. You already know about it. You should already have signed up for it. And that way you can master and dominate 2025. But time blocking for the calls. Leverage your social media. Like I said, go in there, create posts, create content, not just ads for houses, create content, and then use that for your follow-up, for your prospecting with customers. When you're calling and introducing yourself for the first time, when you get a lead, you can then tell them, hey, by the way, I know we set our appointment, or maybe you didn't set an appointment. Look, I want you to I'm going to text you a link to my Instagram, whatever it is, wherever you have it saved. I want you to check that out. I think this is going to help you out. You become a source in the industry, and that builds trust. Develop a weekly follow-up goal. How many people are you going to talk to each and every week? And that number should be however many it takes to set 2 appointments a day. All right. As you get better at the calls, as you get more confident, as you get more fluent with the way you express yourself, and you become more impactful, the number of calls that you need to make will shorten, will lessen. But at the beginning, for those of you that are brand new, 50, 60, 70, 100 calls, whatever it takes, man, you just have to set 2 appointments per day. That is your goal. And then lastly, create scripts like we talked about for your prospecting follow-up. If you don't have scripts, you need to create some scripts. You need to get some index cards and then write out reasons why you think people should come back in. Write out reasons why you think this new lead should come back in, and write a script around that. We have plenty of them. I invite you to go online, go to our website, manufacturedhomesalesmastery.com. If you've got some questions on scripts, book a call with us. We'll be more than happy to go over that with you. You guys, listen, man, I got to get after it. I'm as you can see at the home office right now. Got to get to the office. We got a long day ahead. We're in those final weeks of preparing for our 2025 Path to Mastery. You can get more information on that on our website at manufacturedhomesalesmastery.com. We've got it's 2 days chock full of professional development, information on leadership, time management, and obviously goal setting for 2025. The great thing about this, guys, let me tell you, the great thing about what we're doing here is this. Look, the program's 2 days, but it's only from 5 p.m. to 8 p.m. Central Standard Time. But we're going to have several industry leaders coming in and speaking to you. David Finney with Build Media, Doug Tolene with Champion Homes, Tom Dunn with the manufacturer housing industry of Arizona, Sergio Rios with Go Financial Loans. We've got Ed Leos, John Maxwell, leadership coach, all coming in, and myself to speak to you on developing you into the person that you want to be and should be and continue to grow from going into 2025 so that you can dominate in 2025. We're going to work on that. And 2 other things that you get with this. One, 75% of your registration fee is going to help the folks affected by Hurricanes Helene and Milton. I can't express that enough. 75% of your registration fee goes to the American Red Cross and our manufacturer to win fundraiser that we have with the American Red Cross. You got the information right there. The other 25% we're using to be able to sponsor our industry brothers and sisters in those areas so that they can attend the event as well for free, because they've already had to invest a lot of money in rebuilding and whatnot. We don't want them to have to incur that expense. So we're using your extra money to sponsor them as well. The other thing that you get from that, okay, it's a small fee. $225. That's it. $225 gets you all of the training, the speakers, the goal setting. 75% of it, things like $180 something goes to the American Red Cross. Okay. The other 60 something we're using to sponsor some of the people that are out there so they can be a part of the event. And then on top of that, for only $225, you're going to be part of a mastermind that we're going to have. This group that we're going to have for this class is going to be, we're going to create a mastermind group that's going to meet monthly to stay on track with these goals. And we're going to go and dive into other things. We'll have guest speakers coming in on those mastermind calls. We want to revolutionize the industry, and it starts by all of us just taking that step and coming together and building a community, a network of professional housing consultants and community managers and sales managers, general managers, operations managers, everyone involved in the sales part of manufactured homes and beyond that, owners, managers, I don't care, everybody. We need to build this community. We're going to start building a mastermind, and we're going to just grow and grow and grow. And we are going to take our product. You're going to take your product, your industry, our industry, and we're going to go and help the people all across the country and step up our game and get rid of the negative stigma that comes with manufactured homes, everything. But it starts by us putting that one foot forward. So go right now, go get signed up, help a great cause. And at the same time, you're investing in yourself, and not just for the event, but long-term throughout the whole year. We're all going to be together, man. I'm excited about it. If you can't tell, I'm excited about it. And I hope you are too. Look, just give yourself a little bit of grace. Give us a little bit of grace. Give us some trust, and watch what we will help you do for yourself, your family, your loved ones, your community, by helping you take your life, your business, and your career to a whole new level. You guys have a great Wednesday. Go get signed up right now. 2025 Path to Mastery is happening November 18th and 19th. And if you can't be there for the whole thing, we'll have a recorded version that you'll be able to get, or you'll have a copy of as well. But you'll automatically be a part of that mastermind. So you'll be meeting with us once a month and moving forward so that we can make sure that you are doing all that you can. You guys have a great day, man. And as always, I can't wait to meet you.